Hold on real quick. Here we start recording. There we go. All right. Here we go. I'm gonna record to the cloud. Everybody see me on All right, I'm recording. How you doing, Miss Dorphise Jean?
I'm doing great.
Miss Jean. How you pronounce your name? Dorphine?
Dorphise.
Dorphise Jean. Yes, how you doing, Miss Dorphise Jean? And I'm glad to have you on the show. And I thank everybody who tuning in and watching. Been a while since I did a YouTube video. And so I'm doing this video because this young lady is a very great comic creator, and she had a passion for comics and started creating comics. And it's called Spirit, well, I think Spirit's Destiny, right? Universe.
Yes. Yeah, that is correct. Spirit's Destiny.
And so she has a good collection of comic books and toys as well. So as we no longer hold you up, why don't you tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
Hello, how you doing? My name is Dorphise Jean. I'm the comic creator of Spirit's Destiny, Nia Kaler, and also Makandal. I am a Haitian creator. I am the part of 64 Black female creators. I started writing comic books around 7 years ago. So I'm still pushing, going through the gates. So it's nice meeting you all.
Oh, thank you. Nice to meet you too. And so, excuse me about my voice. But anyway, tell us, how did you start getting into comic creating?
I always been a fan of comics, especially growing up. But what made me want to write a comic book, one day I went to a comic book store, and I told this story a lot. And I went with my son. My son's a big Batman fan. I'm not. So I bought him a Batman comic and a Teen Titans comic. So I asked him, is there any Haitian superheroes? And they told me it was only Dr. Voodoo, very prominent character. And Calypso is also a villain. So for Marvel. So I'm like, okay. And the guy told me, oh, why don't you create one? I'm like, I certainly will. So I started researching on the steps of writing comic books and stuff. I told one of my friends, he's a photographer, and he linked me up with this guy named Terry Alec, and he's an artist. And then he drew my character, and once he drew my character, that's when I just started flowing. I developed the plot. I started learning about plots, about books, on writing plots, thesis, really how to write a comic book strips. And I started putting myself in these Facebook groups, to actually learn and to be around other creators. And I took a jump start. Some creators did assist me. We started following each other, and I was still just working on the script, learning about budgets, how much it costs. So my first book was out of my own pocket, spent like over $3,000, with the creative, the creative team and all of that. So it was fun, even with the trial and errors.
All right. What was you doing before doing comic? What were you doing before then?
Well, before I became a teacher, I was doing security. I was basically working 2 jobs, and every little money that I had, I was putting it towards my comic book. And I was trying to figure out what kind of career I wanted to be. I wanted to be a cop at first, then I'm like, no, let me get into teaching because I like kids and stuff. So that's what my journey consists of, going to school. I even went to school for animation. I know a little bit of animation and stuff.
So what was your experience like creating your first comic book? Tell me the things that you went through to get it started, and in the process.
It was a lot. It's a lot of obstacles. Like, it's like trying to find the right artist for your craft. Like I had an artist bailed out on me. Like, we was almost done with the book. He bailed out on me. The book is like 27 pages. Bailed out on me on page, I think 18. He was a new artist. It was like heartbreaking. It's And it takes a mental toll on you because you're like, okay, you build a relationship with this artist and then they just bailing on you. So a lot of time consuming. You're learning about your trial and errors, like mistakes. My biggest regret was not having a editor for issue 1. So I learned from that because I was editing my own book, and that was very biased of me because I didn't know. Not a lot of people taught me what I needed to do. So when I got to issue 2, I had everything. I had an editor and all of that. So I wanted to make sure I elevated myself as a writer. But that was one of my biggest issues. Was a creative team and all whatnot.
You got some noise going on in your background.
Yeah, the bell just rang for the next classes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's
My
at
apologies,
school.
guys.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, so how is the first comic book come out? How did it come out? The first one.
The first one came out good. It had a little few grammatical errors, and I'll say this: one of the top bloggers, she gave me a 7 out of 10, and I'm like, she said, first books don't usually get 7 out of 10. She said, you have a great story here, you have a great base. I've listened to people with their criticism. I had some few bad, and I posted it. Because that's how you learn from it. And when I dropped issue 2, they said I actually listened to their criticism, and they enjoyed it, and they told me I have potential. So I take all feedbacks no matter what.
Cool. So on issue 2, how that was the process of issue 2? What was different in issue 2? And what kind of feedback you get?
Like my first issue 1, I didn't even I didn't do a outline. But issue 2, I did an outline of how everything is going to start and from the beginning to the end. And I took my time because I wanted to execute it, because when I write as like it's a movie, but also I write it as a reader. I'm like, am I going to enjoy this? I was like, if I was at the other end, I'm spending money, am I going to enjoy this? That's how I was writing issue 2. There was a lot of action and, a lot of pacing. I had to learn how to pace, and have great storytelling. So I really enjoyed it. I put a lot of emphasis in this book. I portrayed a lot of female characters that I'm actually working on. So I really enjoyed it.
All right, now, what type of team you have built around you now since after the first issue?
I have a Haitian editor, Greg. I have another editor that I'm also working with, Brian. I'm working with like different people. It depends on the book. They're much more positive people. Like I don't like yes men's. So if I'm doing something that does not correlate what I'm doing, they talk to me. They put me in my place, which I enjoy, because at the end of the day, there's no room for errors.
That's what's up. So that's pretty cool. So I'm happy that you got a good team around you. How many people you have around you on your team?
I'll say, well, for my kind of book, it'll be 5. The editor, the penciler, the colorist, and myself, and letterer. We all a team. So I like working with different artists for different books. So Maka does a whole Haitian creative team. So there's that. And I'm sure I work with an all-female team. Great experience. So I'm just trying to work with different people to execute these books.
So we tell a little bit people about what Destiny Spirit is, the background.
Destiny is Haitian. She's Haitian American like me, because I was born here. So I'm implementing a lot of my culture into this book. I put a little Creole in it to teach people how to speak Creole, a little French, and I'm even translating my books so other people can have a chance, that's in other countries, to understand my what my book is saying and all that.
Cool. Also, how many issues have you made of this Spirit Destiny? How many are you on your 3rd issue? Or you already
on my 3rd issue? I'm currently working for the next Kickstarter. It's going to be 2 issues because I don't want nobody waiting. So I'm working on issue 4 and 5. Issue 4, it's going to be around the 1950s. where she's in Haiti, living among the one of the most treacherous Haitian leaders, because I wanted people to know about the good and bad about his Haiti's history. So I want to speak about Papa Doc in this issue.
So okay, now your comic book, what age group or what type of group of people does it caters to?
It could cater to like 10 and up. Because of the violence, I don't, kids, I would say, it'll be safer for a kid that's like 10 and 12. It's a little action. Some kids they are playing like Marvel games, fighting games like at 7 or 10. So yeah, around that time frame.
Now, do you compare yourself to other comic creators, like other comic books like DC and Marvel? You compare yourself to any of those? Have anybody?
Do I compare?
Yeah, have you? Have anybody compared?
Yeah, some people say my books was like, it looks as good as like. Give me a second.
Okay. Cool. As y'all can see, this is all
live. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, no problem. This is live. So the thing about my thing is that when I interview people, it's gonna be live and raw. No fake stuff on here. What you see is what you get. I'm not lying. I don't edit that. Not what you see is what you get, man. Because at the end of the day, we all real people, real life, human experience, and you at work, taking time on your busy schedule. So, I'm not.
Yeah.
So people say you have real job. You do more than just do comics.
Mm-hmm.
So and you care about the kids. So you do what you do.
Yes.
But other than that, so what you were saying about people compare you to others or whatever.
Yeah, like your book is real good. Compared to DC and Marvel, they like the story. They like the build up and stuff. And they like it's the art is match up to them. And they told me this could be a longevity character. I just got to keep pushing, and that's what I'm doing. I've been slacking off on promotion and marketing, so I am working on that because my colleagues did come down on me about it. But yeah, I just I'm trying to be more consistent. We're embarking in a new year, so I want to make sure I have a type of comics out coming.
Yeah, I wish you had some books, comic books, and toys to show because you have created some very great, pretty comic book, and also you had some toys, bobbleheads, and whatever it was. A lot of great things.
Yeah,
I have more than just comic books.
Yeah, I have some Funko Pops and action figures. I work with a guy in New York for the action figures, and also for the Funko Pops, I work with this other guy. But my action figure guy, he's able to do my Funko Pops. So, but yeah, I'm trying to build a legacy. Because I'm writing my son's comic book. That's one of my next projects, and I want him to be able to look at his toy and embrace it because I always tell him that he's a hero. So if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be writing comic books.
Well, next time when we do an interview, because we will do another interview, I want you to show and display your comic books and your action figure. Because your action figures look very, very good in the bobbleheads. I mean, look just like the ones in the stores, if not better. Yes. And the quality. So it's not no rinky-dinky stuff. I mean, if you push the stuff, it sells itself. People, trust me. Mm-hmm. I know she don't have it on display, but I'm hoping she did. But listen, y'all will like it. And in the description, I was sending a link to her Kickstarter, and you better look at her and her Instagram where you go look at some of the action figures and things. I don't know if she have a website yet, particularly just for that comic or not.
Yeah, I'm currently working on it still. I'm just gonna get somebody. I'm just gonna pay somebody to do it. I was trying to do it myself. I'm like, I don't even have time, so I'm like, I'm just gonna pay somebody to finish it.
Let a professional does it because she has a great comic book and everything. Y'all trust me, believe me, it's very good. um, yes. So you will see it. I will put her cover. You will see the cover on this thing.
Mhm.
I wish you had someone with you so you can show it to the people what it look like.
I wish I did. I'll send you a video and pictures. We could show the people when I get home. We could implement that. I apologize, guys.
Yeah, I didn't know I didn't know what she was doing. I didn't know she could be at school and she was doing. I thought she could be at home. So I didn't know. So yeah, sorry about that, but we will have all that stuff to look at this time. Plus, she's working on other books as well. Can you tell about other comic book you're working on?
Yeah, I'm working on Makandao. That's a historical Haitian figure. Basically, he was prominent during slavery time when they had the triangular slave trade. The French, what he did, he taught the Haitians how to poison their French soldiers and also their masters because they wasn't in slavery. And he got caught. They cut his arm off, and then he tries he actually did. Africa is known for voodoo, so he started doing voodoo and he started teaching the people even more other stuff, to rebel against these French soldiers, and he killed like over 100. He helped the people kill over 100, and when they caught him, they burned him alive. So he's very prominent into the Haitian culture because of what he did, how he took that risk, trying to save his people to get out of slavery and stuff.
Sorry, looking for some water.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah. So it's gonna be kind of like based on a true story comic book, right?
Yes, it is. And we put a little spin into it. Like, my apologies. We put a little spin into it because it's just comic book. We wanted to show yeah. So we wanted to show how he be in my universe. So when we created him, I didn't write him because I can't write in a male aspect. So I'm like, I gave it to somebody else, another Haitian, and he wrote it. I told him what I wanted, and we went from there. I could write a woman very well. And I'm not saying I can't write a guy, but I wanted a guy's perspective to write it. And he did a marvelous job. So I just edited, some of the parts. And then we just went from there. And I had a Haitian editor, and that was it. I started right now his action figure and Funko Pop is actually being worked on right now. My goal is to drop it, the Kickstarter in this next month. I already started having pages out.
That's what's up. So we'll be getting ready for the next step, the next level of your comic creating. So do you see these characters that you're creating having long-term like Batman and other characters?
Yes. Yes, I do. It's all about how I portray the story. I just got to keep pushing it because my friend, when I first started, I would never forget him. When I first started, he said, Dorphise, you only can push yourself. And right now he got signed with Dark Horse. He did his own animation movie, and he's from Africa. He did he's like a god in Nigeria because he got signed with a big publisher, and he was just pushing his his own stuff, his own creativity. And then he was one of the first people to actually back my first Kickstarter. And he always gave me great advice. So that's why I'm pushing myself because, if Roy can make it, I can make it. And that's what he always told me. So.
Yeah, Roy. That's the guy's name that said he's doing very good. And that's his name, Roy. Can't remember his last name.
Yeah, his name is Roy. He came up with EXO. He came up with 2 different female characters. He started with a male character and 2 female characters and another one. His story is pretty good. The animation they did was pretty good, and I'm glad he did it because he did an animated movie. That's one of my next steps I want to do. I have some Haitian creators, animators in Haiti. They're ready to go, but I wanted to push this character first before I start, investing in animation. So I'm trying to take it to the next level. So
yeah, I'm happy for Roy. He's like top of the game in Africa, if I'm mistaken right now.
Yes, he is.
He's the one with
And
Dorphise.
I have another friend. He's Haitian and he
Uh-huh.
makes video games. He just got signed with Sony. And I'm like, yo, you still got me? He like, yeah. So he basically told me I gotta go. He said, you could do it yourself. I'm like, no, I'd rather just, pay you and stuff. But I don't know how to draw that well. So there's that.
Sony top of the game too. What a kind of game. I'm for real. Sony got very long legacy right now.
Yes, they do.
And I don't see it going down. Sony and Nintendo stepped down to just only kids now, basically.
Yeah. And that's just which is smart because it's like family. So I only mess with Sony and Nintendo. That's it. I don't do no Xbox. So I'm good.
Yeah, Nintendo had took a big step down because Sony took basically all the teens and adults quickly with the contracts. And I didn't think Nintendo will stay in the business for long, but they still hanging in there. Somebody said a lot of kids and family like us. So I guess that's what's keeping them in business. They still got a niche. So I said, okay, then I never fooled Nintendo because I'm in a while since I'm grown. Now they still got probably some good games, but yeah.
I agree.
But yeah, I'm glad you got the connections to get to where you need to get to. Because I
appreciate it.
I don't really see you teaching for long unless you want to, what I'm saying.
Oh no. I want to do other things. So
yeah, I see you going in because like right now, the only thing that's really in right now, the best movies that's selling right now is Marvel and everything. So if we look at that, it's something else. Marvel's the only thing that's really number one. All the movies for the last couple of years, Marvel is number one movie in everything they do. It ain't number one. It means nobody's beating Marvel. I mean, it started out, Marvel. It means you went from comic books to movies, but who would think that comic books would turn to movies would be the biggest thing in movie marketing right now?
They did it first. They started with Blade. They did it first. So
yeah, DC and Marvel is
the
movies. And if it ain't a DC or Marvel movie, nobody's looking at it really. For action, because you got Sony hanging on to they Marvel stuff. Sony gonna give it up. Fox have some, which is not owned by Disney.
They're not gonna give that up at all.
And so they gonna hang on to what they got because that's where the money at. And so since Fox got bought up by Disney, they took wherever Fox had for X-Men. So they know this is where the money. It's like all business where the money pool at now. There's no other movie that's gonna match it in action now. To me, is it right now, and they got great writers and stuff now.
I agree with that.
Long legs. They don't keep dropping comic books after comics and movies. I see it already.
Yeah.
And you don't see too many. Back in the day, remember, used to be most of your action movies used to be like Terminator and Rambo and stuff, but you see that's not what it's at right now.
Nope, everything has changed.
As far as action goes, if it ain't Marvel or DC, nobody's considering it action. Unless it's Fast and Furious, and that's gonna get ready to play out.
It's coming to his last leg now. Yeah. Fast and Furious.
Yeah, but they were holding action pack down for years though for Marvel.
Yeah, they have a lot of great movies. So
you keep doing your comments, ma'am. And so I was happy to cite the interview because I saw the comment. I didn't get them because I thought they were catered to mostly female, so it's female perspective. And but I thought it was very, very written. I thought that was the way the graphic and stuff would look. Would give Marvel and DC a run for his money, big time. So when the man comic book come, I'm gonna check that out though. The one for the men, I would check that out. And I don't know how you gonna blend the people together. If you're going to blend them together, crossovers. Well, I don't know what you have known in the future.
Yeah, we're gonna do some crossovers. I want him to build his story first.
That's pretty cool. How you say it?
Dorphise
Jean. I can make sure I pronounce it right. So I don't like messing up on people's names. So it was very good to talk to you about what you have coming up and what you're doing. And I know you got a good team around you. You keep on doing what you're doing. And because the next time we do an interview, you'll be more prepared this time because I know you.
Yes, I will be.
Have all your toys, your comic books, and everything ready. So I just want to do a brief interview with you. Now I'm so happy that I have a chance to talk to you. And
Appreciate
next
it.
time you can give some shout outs to your people who's on your team. But right now you hang on to your secret base teams. That's why I didn't really, I was against your name and call them out, but you know I want to do it right now because you got a good team, and I hate to see you lose your team or people try to
Yeah, of
keep your
course.
team because
Of course.
they got a good writer. So your team you have, they ought to be happy with you. I'm sure y'all happy
Yeah,
y'all together.
I keep them paid, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure I keep them happy. I'm gonna do my part.
Yeah. So that they probably won't go nowhere as long as you do your part. But you
Yeah,
thing about
I
stories
have
is having
to.
a good writing, very good writing, the more than
Thank you.
anything. Yeah, it's hard to find good writing now.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. And some people
So
can't take criticism, so there's
yeah,
that
you
as
gotta
well.
take criticism. Yeah, you gotta take criticism.
Uh-huh.
Everybody gonna like everything, but if it's criticism that makes sense, then it's okay to do something different. As long
Exactly.
as you're veer away from what you're trying to do. So, Miss
Mm-hmm.
Dorphise Jean, I want to thank you, and I hope you great success on Destiny Spirit Universe. Okay, you call it Destiny Spirit Universe. I think that is the label name now.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, that's good. I'm glad you have that. So I want to thank all the viewers for watching and tuning in, and sorry for all the hiccups and stuff you may see, but hey, that's life. I don't edit all this stuff like that. I just give it to you raw because like I said, we all human beings where I have things, and trust me, this is the beginning stages of what people do and what they go through in everyday life. We
Mm-hmm.
could put on a big show and say this, but you see the beginning and ending of people's life and career. And so this what you see is what she do, and she do comics as well. So
Yep.
and just let you know, one next time you see her sitting, she ain't gonna be sitting in that chair. I promise you that.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I
She
really,
will
really
not be
appreciate
sitting
it.
there, trust me. So because she's working on things, you see the growth. So thank y'all for tuning in. Thank all the listeners and viewers for tuning in to this YouTube and the podcast. If you listen to the podcast, thank y'all as well for listening. So hey, be ready to see something very interesting because don't be surprised. Like I said, Marvin DC is good right now, but hey, it's always good to have some competition.
Exactly.
Everybody has their highs and ups and lows and downs.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
there's
agree.
always a time for black people and black entertainers. We for that we need our own ownership of everything. I mean, it's okay to work for other people, but we need our own ownership of everything. So you won't be complaining about unfair treatment all the time. There's no sense.
Exactly.
There's no sense for us to complain about unfair treatment in the comments and the movies when you control your own things, and we don't have to beg and pander other people to put us on a pedestal, so to speak. And then they take it off from us. So just do your own thing, like what she's doing. She's doing her own thing, and that's the only way you could be. You want to be treated right. You take control. Take control of your
Exactly. I
destiny.
totally agree.
So thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you, Miss Dorphise Jean. You think you want to say to the people?
Yes, thank you guys for tuning in. You guys can go on my Instagram, Spirits Destiny Universe. You guys can contact me anytime. I will respond. I may take a little long. Sometimes the notification don't come to me. And I'll keep you guys updated. I'm always open to other criticism or any topics. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in.
All right. Thank y'all for tuning in. Have a blessed day. And you have a blessed day too. Let's do it for Gene. Take care of the kids and your family.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you too. Thank y'all. Thank everyone for tuning in.
All right. Bye.